Hello all, welcome to the channel. Today I bring you a run through of Byzanz, and if you have an overview, check out that video I brought you guys recently. Now it's brought to us by these guys at the bottom. This is a 3 to 6 player game, and I'll be demonstrating a 3 player game just myself as usual. It takes in the region of about 45 minutes, and it's that lightweight game, and it's a card game, this one. Now we are in the bustling market of Byzanz, and we're attaining bundles of goods which are available to savvy merchants. We'll be bidding for these best bundles and catching a deal to head to the main market and get the right moment to sell those goods we have collected. Okay, so the aim of the game is to get the most profit from selling those goods in sets of 3. So for example, these guys here, if they had this set here, you could sell those 3 cards and you keep just one of them, the highest one. So you're getting rid of those 1 and 2 and you keep this in front of you. And at the end of the game, you're scoring all these ones you've kept. Now, obviously, if you had something like this, it's probably not the best set you're trying to aim to attain, because you're going to have to, your highest value is 1, so you're getting rid of them, so only keeping a 1. So it's about collecting and buying and auctioning the best bundles you can attain to get one of them at least as the highest. Now, in this 3-player game, each player gets 4 cards. These would normally be secret in your hand, but I'm revealing them today. And we've got 3 of these bidding cards. We've got a 6, a 4, and a 2, and they dictate how many goods come out into the auction. We've got a host of goods here in the deck, and once they've run out, usually after 8 rounds in this particular 3-player game, then that's the end of the game. Whoever has the most VPs in your collected pile wins. And we've got the market here, which will come into play as well. So whoever dealt, let's say these guys dealt, the player to the left will go first. And what are we doing then? We are bidding on attaining the 6 cards out there, which will be 5, because one of them of your choice is going to go to here, the market. So how does bidding work then? So you can bid using the numbers. It doesn't matter which type of good. You can use multiple goods, but you're bidding with the numbers. So these guys are going to bid 1. You don't have to show it. You just state it. So they've bid 1. These guys are like, okay, what am I looking at here? I've got a 2 in this one. There's a 2 and a 1, which could make me a set of 3. Maybe I want to try and get this set of 3 purples, but I haven't really got the power here to be bidding much more, because you have to go higher than the previous bid. So 1's been placed. They're going to pass, so they're out of this bidding round. These guys are up, and they're like, okay, I really want those purples because I can score this 4 here. And they're going to bid 2. They could bid 4. They haven't got the combination of making 3, which is quite interesting. Attaining those 1s give you flexibility in the bidding round. So we're going to bid 2. These guys like, you know what, I'm going to pass. So they get to keep any cards that they bid. They haven't revealed them. So anyone who doesn't win the bid keeps your cards. These guys, though, have spent 2, so they reveal now. Now, this card, the one you've actually spent on the bid, goes to the market under the matching colours. You've got 6 different goods, and you've got merchants, which I'll explain a little bit about later. So you've spent your bid now. You have to pick one of these available cards of your choice to put in the market. So we're looking at our hand thinking, okay, I could do with those 2. I could do with these 2. Maybe I'm just going to discard, or maybe a 3. I probably wouldn't want to give others the opportunity to get that 3. So I'm going to discard this purple, and that's another purple on offer there. Now, no one knows what cards people have got. So all these cards then go to this player, and they attain this bidding action card to show that they have participated in one of the bids, and they can no longer bid in any of the future phases here. So player to the left of that player who won it would bid next. So we reveal 4 cards this time. Let's see what we got. A load of red spices by the look of it, and a merchant. So they're thinking, okay, I could maybe, if I do win this, I get all 3 reds, and they could go, I could sell those. There's another merchant on offer, which could give them 2 merchants. And again, you could sell 3 merchants, and you get to keep one of them for 5 victory points at the end. The merchant's quite handy because they're kind of like jokers. So you could, at this point in time, you know, use this. This could replicate one of these the colour cards here, and that'd be a set of 3. But you're forgoing 5 VPs instead, whereas if you can get 3 merchants, it's worth a little bit more. Now, these guys are thinking, okay, I'll bid 1. So they got a 1 there. Again, they don't have to reveal it. These guys are going to bid 2. These guys are passing, so they get the card back. And these guys have won the bid, so they put their 2 over there, and they take all these cards. Well, they take discard one first, so they're going to discard this one here, take these into the hand. Now, if everyone had have passed, then the first player would have won all of them. You wouldn't have even had to put one of them into the market there, so that's something to bear in mind. And where are we? These guys take this card to show that they have participated. And the final card is the 2. Now, there is no bidding because there's only this player left, so they are going to pick which one to put in the market and which one to take. So they're going to shift this one, and they're going to take this 3 into the hand and take that card. Now, that's kind of the auctioning. We then go to the market phase. So we're going to put these back for now. Well, you keep them there because it represents who was in turn order. And the reason that is because the lowest bidding action card will go first on taking one of these piles. That's right. So the ones you were spending and discarding to maybe win the bids now go in here. So if these guys went big for the 6 cards, nice balance really, because they're going to be going last in taking these piles. But sometimes you might be left with something decent. So these guys looking at the hand thinking, you know what, we're going for these purples. Look how that's worked out. So they only attained the 3 yellow, and now they got this set of 3 purples here. So that's them done. We go to this player next, the next lowest, and let's see what they've got. So they got a nice set of 3 merchants. Now, I should add, your hand limit is 7, and you have to sell once you hit 7 if you can, or you're going to be discarding. So what we got, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these guys are going to sell these 3. And you can do it any time on you go. So remember, they discard they keep the highest one. So they keep this here. We'll keep that face down so I don't get distracted. And those are just discarded. So they got these 4 remainder. Now, that's interesting because discarding now, because the 7-hand limit, then gives you less bidding power. So maybe, well, the 4's a good number, but, you know, if that had been a 2, you're like, oh, maybe I don't want to sell just yet. I can use it to spend in the next auction. So some interesting timing elements there. Okay, these guys are going to go, well, they're going to trade these in. So they get rid of 2 of them, and they keep this one, which is going to be worth 5 victory points at the end. And they're going to go for these reds. So they could sell those 3 reds as well, and they'd get the highest of 2, but maybe they're going to use it for some bidding power. And then these guys get the final one, and how many cards have they got? 3, 4, 5, 6. And we should have discarded these earlier or sold them because we're over the 7 limit there. So we would have sold these 3. So we're going to get the 4. We could use the merchant as one of these instead. So maybe we're like, that's too good a hand to lose. We're going to keep the 3 and use the merchant instead. So this case, we discard those 2 and we got 4 profit for the end of the game. Now they've acquired these, what they got, 2, 3, 4, 6. So they're within the limit and they're going to hold it there for now and see what they can do in the bidding phase, see what comes up. So let's kind of group these together. There we go. Okay, and that is it, folks. We start a new round, and the starting player will be whoever had the lowest bid card last time. So I think it was these guys, and it goes clockwise. So we start again with 6 new cards to bid on. There we are, 6. And any remaining cards here would have been discarded. Okay, so these guys are at first, and they like those yellows. No browns to complete this one. They're going to bid 1. These guys are going to bid 2. Well, actually, they don't want to bid 2. Because, well, if they do win that, though, they get another red. So they're going to bid 2. What are these guys after? Maybe they're passing. They're like, okay, I'm done. These guys are not going to bid up. So these guys bid it for 2. Those 2 go over here. In the market, they win this and they're going to keep that one. So they're going to discard this yellow. Keep all these. They got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're going to have to sell something. That was fine. They kind of attained that red. So they discard the 2 of those, keep the highest one, and their hand limit is fine. They take the 6 to show they are they've participated in one of the rounds, one of the bidding phases. And we are off to this player, the player to the left there. And their 4 cards are revealed this time. So you can see how sort of streamlined this game is. You're just paying attention to when to keep your cards, when to spend them, what order you want to try and get. Because these guys are now thinking, okay, Do I actually really want anything there? Maybe not, so I'm going to go all in on this bid. It's tricky, folks, because there's reds coming out here and there's reds there. So if you go heavy on trying to win this and this player gets it, well, these players are going to be last. So that means they're going to get first dibs. So they're going to get reds anyway. So you're looking at the values as well. Okay, 4 cards. And it's these guys who are up. They are going to trade these in just while they're there because there's no browns coming out. So they're going to get rid of those 2. Keep this one. And they're going to bid 1, see what happens. So these guys now are thinking, okay, I quite like the set of 3 reds. I'm going to discard these 2 browns. So they're bidding 2. These guys are passing. So they win it for 2. They're going to discard a red. Oh, but that's going to give someone a set of 3. But they don't want to get rid of the yellow. Tricky. Right, we're going to go for the red. Okay. So they attain these. Their hand limit is fine. And they get this to show they've achieved that. 2 more cards out, and there's no bidding with just the last player. Wow, they've got lucky there, haven't they? So they're going to have to discard one of those. But look, they're discarding. So if they discarded this, it would go there. And you've spread out the variety for all the players. Whereas if they go with the 4, they're going to be the first player, because they got the lowest number here, to pick. So they get all 4 of them. Great. So they're taking this 4 here. And we then go from 2, the lowest bidding card first. So they're going to take all 4 of these. Now, that's going to bring them to 8 cards. So they're going to discard these and keep this 4, so you can see the tactical play there. That's them done. And these guys are next. They're thinking, I'm going to take that yellow, because they've made a set of 3 now. Discard those. Keep that as your profits. And then finally, these guys are getting 2 rubbish browns. 2, 4, 6, 7. And again, if they went over that, they'd have had to discard because they haven't actually made any 3s. But for now, they are safe. And that goes back. You literally, folks, keep going. And just to refresh, if you did have 3 of these merchants, you could trade those in and keep that for 5 EPs, which I think I demonstrated earlier. And they're really handy for having as jokers as well. That is it, folks. You keep going till this deck is exhausted. You will then add up all of the cards you've acquired. So you can see, 7 points here. You got, 8, 9, 10. Whoever has made the most profit from those market goods wins the game. There we are, folks. A lovely little card game. This really streamlined. Enjoy.